Every gun is empty. Every blade is rusted. The lights are out. You hear boots behind you, a heavy step, not far, carrying intent. You have your body and a few seconds to decide. These 5 boring skills, practiced until their reflex, will be worth more than gold when SHTF. Not flashy, not cinematic, useful, rehearsed, legal, and last resort. Before anything else, use force only to stop an imminent threat to life. Your goal is to create an exit. De-escalate if you can. Run if you can. If you must act, act to survive and to leave the scene. Know your local laws. Train with qualified instructors. Now, let's get practical. 1. Biomechanics and striking structure. Understand your body as a system of levers and springs. Power doesn't come from angry arms. It travels from your feet, through hips, through the torso, into a compact strike. The kinetic chain is simple. Ground pushes hip, hip rotates torso, torso drives shoulder, shoulder aligns forearm, forearm transmits into fist. If any link is crooked, you lose power and risk injury to yourself. Make a safe fist. Curl fingers tight. Tuck thumb outside the fingers. Align wrist straight with the forearm. Your primary contact should be the first 2 knuckles, index and middle, so the force transfers through the strongest bones into your wrist and arm. Exhale on impact. Bite into the ground with your stance before you send energy. Your feet are the motor, not your shoulder. Train this without aiming to harm. Drill slow, deliberate repetitions. Stand facing a heavy bag or a padded target. Practice the mechanics. Feet shoulder width, weight slightly back, rotate hips, push through the ball of the back foot. Exhale, strike, reset. Do sets of 10 controlled reps focusing on alignment, then build speed. Use gloves or pads to protect your hands. If you punch incorrectly, you hurt your wrist more than you stop anyone. Micro scenario. You're in a narrow alley. A hand grabs your jacket from behind. You step into your rear foot, rotate your hips, plant a short, compact palm heel strike into the ribs to force a release. No theatrics, just structure, and you step away. Key practice points. Condition the kinetic chain with hip rotation drills. Focus mitt work that prizes alignment over power, and slow motion punches that emphasize wrist health. If you learn nothing else physically, learn how your body transmits force cleanly and safely. Mini hook. If you only learn one physical thing, let it be how to put force per straight line. Don't smash crooked. 2. Distance, footwork, and movement. Most fights are decided by who controls space. Power drops to irrelevance if you stay just outside reach and move your head. Distance management isn't showboating, it's survival. Footwork creates angles, and angles create choices. You don't meet force head-on. You make it miss or you make it short. Adopt a neutral stance that lets you move. Keep a slightly staggered base, weight balanced over the balls of your feet. Push off with your rear foot when you step, and never cross your feet in a way that pins you. Small pivots beat big lunges. Short, explosive steps keep you ready to exit. Use head movement, slip to the side, drop an inch, rather than telegraphing a block. Don't block, redirect. Train with simple drills. Partner up for light contact movement. One person advances in slow, deliberate steps, the other practices creating angles and taking a step offline rather than meeting force headlong. Use a line on the ground to practice push step, pivot, and recovery. Do shadow movement with imaginary attackers. Step, drop, pivot, exit. Work for minutes, not hits. Micro scenario. Someone charges from your 6 on an emptied street. You don't stand and meet them. You shuffle to your left as their shoulder comes past. You plant, you push, and you're already past where they expected you to be. 3 steps and you're gone. Key practice points. Short drills that build habitual repositioning. Combine head movement with footwork to reduce target area. Rehearsed exits. Always practice the 5-step path that gets you to cover or a crowd. 3. Target prioritization and efficient strikes. When you must strike, strike to create an escape. Targets are tools, not trophies. Prioritize soft, high-effect points that disrupt an attacker's ability to continue. Eyes to break focus, throat for a momentary shock, groin to force collapse, joints to sap grip, base of skull to disorient. Use these only to create a window to run. Do not aim to maim, aim to interrupt. Match the target to distance. At arm's length, a palm heel to the nose or a thumb to the eye corner stuns. In close, a short knee to the groin or an upward palm to chin creates space. If an assailant has reach and you need to break a clinch, trap their wrist and strike their base. Hit a knee or a shin and move. Remember, the defender's welfare matters. Choose options that reduce risk to yourself. Train for precision under pressure. Practice targeting drills on pads with small contact areas. Hit the dot, then move. Pair breath control with strikes. Exhale on contact to stabilize the torso.
Drill 1 step and gone. Approach the bag, execute 1 clean strike to the chosen target, then move off the line and reset. Repetition turns decision into reflex. Micro scenario. A larger figure lunges to control your arms. You clamp one wrist to trap it, you drive your knee upward into the groin and push back. The hold breaks. You turn and run. No spectacle. A single efficient interruption and you're gone. Mini hook. These targets are exit creators. That's their only job. Mid CTA. If this is the kind of clean, practical SHF skill breakdown you want, subscribe now. Short drills and safe progressions are what we cover next. 4. Ground survival and escapes. Falling doesn't mean losing. Most fights end on the ground. Your priority there is the same. Create an exit.
Guard control, bridge and roll, and the scramble to your feet beat submission artistry in a chaotic environment. Think frames and hips, not fancy holds. If you land on your back, protect your chin and make space with your arms. Get a foot to the hip, trap an arm if possible, and bridge forcefully. Drive your heels, lift hips, and roll toward the trapped limb to tip the attacker over. The bridge and roll is not a wrestling spectacle. It's physics. Use a trapped limb as the pivot, rotate, and turn the attacker's weight against them. Once they're off balance, create distance and stand. Train this with cooperative partners using pads and gradual resistance. Drill the mechanics from slow to faster. Practice the sit to stand under pressure. From guard, shrimp away, post a hand, base up, and come to your feet. Focus on verticality drills. Spend more time getting to your feet than trying to pin someone. Your legs are your strongest weapons when you stand. Micro scenario. You hit the pavement after a shove. The attacker kneels to pin you. You trap their near arm, bridge hard, roll them across you, and you scramble. Get to your knees, post your hand, and sprint toward an exit. That's survival, not a showdown. Key practice points. Repetitive bridge and rolls with light resistance, hip escape shrimp drills against pressure, and get-up drills that force you to stand within 3 seconds. Train with a coach to ensure safety. 5. Stress control and training habits. In a collapse, your body's alarm system will flood you with adrenaline. Your hands shake, thinking narrows, vision tightens. Control the response long enough to make effective choices. Breathing is the simplest tool. Box breathing calms the sympathetic spike. Inhale for 4, hold 4, exhale 4, hold 4. It's quick, portable, and gives you back a little clarity. Stress inoculation is deliberate exposure in safe layers. Start with slow, deliberate drills that raise heart rate without creating danger. Push-ups, sprints, and then perform a simple target drill immediately after. Gradually add complexity. A partner moves, you perform an exit drill. Repeat until action becomes a procedure, not a panic. Build training habits that last. Short, focused sessions beat rare, long workouts. 10 minutes daily on mechanics, 2 to 3 weekly sessions with a coach, and monthly simulated pressure drills will rewire responses. Video record practice to spot bad habits. Use protective equipment to train safely. If you ever feel compelled to escalate beyond training comfort, stop and get professional guidance. Micro scenario. You hear footsteps closing and your chest tightens. You don't go into freeze. You breathe box for 8 counts, you perform a deliberate step off, you push and run. The split-second control gave you your escape. Mini hook. If you can't control your breath, you can't control the fight. Control the breath, control the moment. Combo. How the 5 skills chain together. Picture this. The city is silent and a shape moves toward you in a hallway. You pivot your feet, maintain distance, and angle offline. He steps in, too close. You rotate your hips, drive a structured palm heel into his face to break focus, then push off and step outside his line. He grabs your jacket, you clamp his wrist and bring knees up, short, efficient targets to interrupt. He shoves you down. On the ground, you trap his near arm, bridge and roll him, and kick to create space. As you scramble up, you control your breath with 1 box cycle, run to cover, and keep moving until you reach safety. Not a fight. A sequence of practiced, boring responses that buy you time to live. Ethics and legal reminder. This is last resort material. The techniques and targets described are for immediate, necessary defense when your life is directly threatened. Using force outside those narrow circumstances risks legal consequences and moral harm. Do not seek confrontation. Avoid escalation. Train with professionals and know your local self-defense laws. If you injure someone while defending yourself, document what happened and contact legal counsel. Practice prescriptions you can start today. Spend 10 minutes a day on each pillar, cycling through the week. Week 1, mechanics and safe striking alignment. Week 2, footwork and movement, shadow and line drills. Week 3, target precision on pads with an emphasis on one-strike exits. Week 4, ground escapes and get-up drills with a partner. Every session ends with 2 rounds of box breathing to normalize calm under stress. Supplement with a monthly supervised class focused on stress inoculation. Final points of caution. Do not train dangerous techniques unsupervised. Do not practice chokes, bone breaks, or methods intended to kill. Avoid punching a person's head without proper pads and supervision. Focus on disruption and exit. Progress slowly. Build
Build competence. Competence saves lives. Bravado risks them. Final CTA and sign off. These are boring things. Stance, alignment, angles, simple targets, getting to your feet and breathing. Boring but priceless when everything else has failed. If you take anything from this, train these 5 skills safely with a qualified coach. Subscribe for focused drills and progressions that prioritize safety and real-world survival. Practice them until they're automatic. Then sleep a little easier knowing you made your body more useful than gold in a bad moment.